What's up everyone, it's Alex.
Motorcycle review.
Sorry about some shakiness and the camera being a little bit different today. I broke my beloved bendy tripod, but we're just gonna roll on with it and I'll get another one, okay? Moving on.
So this comes on request from a viewer. I was asked to review the newer generation of Rebels. This one is a Rebel 500, so here we go. Let's start with some basics on it. Honda Rebel 500, this is a 2018 model. As far as I know, the Rebel 300s and Rebel 500s, different years, are the same. I'm sure if I'm wrong, someone in the comments will correct me on it. But Rebel 500 basics. 500cc, water-cooled motor, disc brakes front, disc brakes rear. Honda decided to go with mag wheels and kind of like a fatter, like retro-y, bobberish tire for the new generation of Rebels. The last generation were a skinnier front wheel, skinnier tire, and spoked wheels on both of them, but they went with a little bit fatter tire and a mag wheel on this, which I think is a step in the right direction. The old school like external shocks on it on the back, traditional forks on the front. They did go with a 6-speed transmission on it. At least when I rode it, it had 6 gears, so unless mine just happened to have an extra, they did go with a 6-speed transmission on it. Metal peanut style gas tank, plastic front fender, plastic rear fender. Everything else is pretty basic, okay? So all in all, what we got here is a 500cc, water-cooled, small to middleweight cruiser. They were definitely going for the style, kind of like the Yamaha Bolt did and like a peanut tank style Sportster would have. So they went for that more like a kind of like a sporty, smaller, sporty cruiser style with it this time. The last generation of Rebels, especially like the 250s and stuff, were set up more like a miniature version of a classic, more classic traditional cruiser. This is definitely set up a lot more of that like peanut tanked Sportster or Yamaha Bolt kind of a setup. The seating position is very similar, the styling is very similar, and the handling is very similar to a Yamaha Bolt. The Rebel 500 and the 300 are both lighter, so like for a beginner, I think it's a better motorcycle for a beginner than a Bolt would be because of the lighter weight. With a smaller motor, that also means that it's got less power to it, but you know, sitting on it, overall feel, it feels a lot like a smaller version of a Yamaha Bolt. So somebody who's a complete beginner that really likes the Bolt, really likes Sportsters, likes bikes in that category, I think this is a really, really good choice for them for something with less power. After riding it, I don't think, and I'm going to get some hate for this, but I don't think it's the kind of bike that will keep someone happy in the long run. You know, there are 500cc bikes out there and 400cc bikes and stuff like that that do keep people happy for a really long time. This one, for whatever reason, just the way the power curve is, the way the bike is, I think it's really, really good for beginners. I think it's really, really good maybe as a second bike, but in the long run, I think someone's just going to want a different motorcycle, just my opinion. The overall feel of it is good. It handles good. The power is enough for what it is and for a beginner, but overall, I think that it's a good bike for a beginner or for maybe a second bike, something like that. But once you're past the intermediate stage, I think most people are just going to want a different bike. If you like small bikes, you're going to want something even lighter and even more nimble and more playful and everything. If you like bigger bikes, you're going to want bigger, more motor. So all in all, good bike. If you can find one used for a good price, go ahead and grab it for a first or second bike. You know, it does well for that. Otherwise, I just don't think it's a bike that's going to keep someone happy for the long run. You know, like, you know, stepping up from this to a Bolt or a Sportster or just a bigger cruiser is going to be what someone's going to want to do after they've had this bike for a little while. So otherwise, mostly positive review. Honda Rebel 500, just something quick by request. Hope that helps out. If you got more questions on it, ask them and I'll do a second video on it, okay?
That was it guys, nothing fancy today, just a quick review by request. I'm Alex, peace.